I was scrolling through eBay looking at graphics cards, regular gaming GPUs like this, when I found a listing for an NVIDIA Quadro. You know, the workstation cards for professionals that gotta do work. I just can't take it seriously. Look at the cooler on this thing. What is this thing? How is this cooling setup supposed to work? I mean, I have a feeling that it doesn't, but like, was this supposed to mount to something, or were there a bunch of these stacked together? I have no idea. Also, it has 4 mini display ports, which I thought was weird. Yeah, it's NVIDIA though. Let's put it in the free computer and see if it works. I love this computer so much. Look at this perfect, beautiful installation. The drive wires did end up falling out from the last video. Didn't even bother plugging the 12-volt ones in. Doesn't need it anyway. So the graphics card works. I got the drivers installed. However, Furmark doesn't open, doesn't launch. Same thing with Minecraft, just doesn't work. I randomly tried Far Cry 3 after that, and that works fine. No explanation for what works and what doesn't, but it's running games, and actually pretty well. However, if I Alt-Tab out of this, it's very hot. In hindsight, I probably could have just bought computer water cooling parts. However, that would have been a lot more expensive and a lot less fun. So instead, we've got plastic tubing and a very 3D printed water pump. I see no way this could go wrong. It's time to make the most disgraceful water block ever known to exist. This was supposed to be bad. I wasn't expecting it to be this bad. This is easily the worst thing I've ever done to a piece of tech. There it is. Let's just get the computer. For better or for worse, this thing is in the computer. I'm so sorry, recycling computer. The game is running now. Temperature's at like 82 degrees. It's kind of settled in there. I have to turn the water on. This is a bad idea. Very bad idea. I think I saw some little drips onto here. Yeah, there's a droplet there. I moved the power supply out of the way, so hopefully it doesn't go in there. I don't see anything going too terribly wrong yet. Oh, look at the temperature. Look at it plummeting. This is working so well. I know it's a 25 watt card or whatever, but 36 degrees. This is keeping it at 36 degrees. What just happened? Remember when I said I moved the power supply so water couldn't get into it? Well, I didn't move it far enough away. You can actually see the drop of water fall off the graphics card and go directly into the power supply. The worst place it could have gone. And the computer just immediately shuts off. I thought that I filmed the death of the free computer. However, I took it all apart, let it dry out for a bit, put it back together, and it's still running. So this thing still works. However, the graphics card is being bottlenecked by the ancient Core 2 Quad, and some of the modern games I want to test will just not run. So I think it's time for a computer upgrade so we can really test this thing and see if this water cooling setup actually does anything. We are out with the free computer and in with the $60 marketplace computer. I'm gonna have to come up with names for these things. The graphics card is in this computer now, and this thing's like twice as fast as the free computer. Plus, it works with modern software. Furmark now actually loads. Definitely thermal throttling now. We're at like 97 degrees and only getting 14 to 15 FPS. I think it's time to turn the water on because the hot glue is literally bubbling. This is not ideal, but look at the temperature go down and the frame rate did go up. We're at 22 now. See, it does leak. But the power supply is above the GPU in this computer, so it's not a problem. Let's test some games before this thing explodes. First, I tested Fortnite in performance mode using epic view distance and textures. I had pretty good results with this, with frame rates mostly between 70 and 90. I might be level 0, but I'm in a real public match using this water cooling setup. Cyberpunk ran predictably poorly, although I think if you spent more time tweaking the settings, it could be pretty playable on this computer, until it fills up with water. Next, I tested Stray at medium settings, which ran okay, but the frame rates were pretty low, mostly in the 20s. The greatest game ever, BeamNG Drive, also runs on this computer with between 30 and 45 FPS when using low settings. Overall, weird eBay workstation GPU. It works and can provide some great gaming experiences. However, for the price, you could get a better graphics card and not have to deal with this cooling setup. So I don't think I'd recommend it. Yeah, that's all I have for today. Bye.